Well, this is the corner of 32nd and Locust Street, and the high school and Garland Street is the next street east of here, and the high school was in the corner of Garland and 35th Street. This is 32nd, 34th, and 35th, and the school that I went to school in there burned in 1926, and then they rebuilt it. And my daddy changed from a Dickey Clay Company over to the Southern Ice Company and went to work at the ice plant as a laborer, handling ice hooks and moving 300-pound blocks of ice as a laborer. Hard work, and he was a tough little dude. He was stocky built and powerful shoulders and arms, and strong as any man. And they came in there to one day, and a man, I can remember his name later, said, "Is anybody here in this crew that would want to work in the machine shop?" And my daddy threw those ice hooks down on the floor and said, "I'm ready." And immediately he left out of there and went with, this man's name was Fred Ackenack. He went in there and, "What can you do?" He said, "I can do anything in here anybody else can do." That's what he told him. All I knew my growing up years was that someday I'd be a machinist too. I never thought about anything else. It never dawned on me that I might ever be something besides that. And he was just natural born at it. The first, I remember just like 2 minutes ago, I heard Mr. Spinker call out to my daddy, "Bill, time for Jim to get on the machine." Okay, he motioned for me to come to him. I went there and he said, "Come go with me." Woman in the tool room and got a piece of tool steel. Went to the grinder and he ground it. After he ground it, he had me to stand there and watch him. He sharpened it and then he held it right up in front of my face and said, "Now that's the way you do it from now on." December 28, 1936, she wrote, "Bless you, dear son, for your interest in the study of this little book and for the consequent results manifest by your obedience to the gospel on November 8, 1936. Again I say, bless you on this your 20th birthday, Mama." I got off the route one day and he handed me the keys, said, "You take the truck out to the house and just drive it in the backyard and somebody will come to the door and you just give them the keys." And the girl that did that was the one I married. Shannon's mother.
That was a pretty good job perk, right?
Yeah, it worked. Yeah. She came to the back door and I thought, "Gee whiz, this is the one I want." She was smart, she was little, she was intelligent, She was an excellent school student. She had all A's on her report cards all of her school years. I don't think she ever made a B. And she was clean and neat, and she could play basketball. In those days, you know, girls wore bloomers to play basketball. Bloomers in a mini shirt with sleeves in it, and a bow tie on the front, you know. They looked so good in those uniforms. Couldn't tell what they looked like because they were covered up. When I went into the Army, it was not new. I could walk a straight line the first time I fell in with the infantry company. If my color bearer in the front of me walked in a straight line, I walked right in his tracks. And I could do that from the first day I was there. I didn't have to learn how to march when I went in the Army. I already knew how. I learned a whole lot of other things that I didn't know. How to handle a weapon. I didn't ever had any training like that. I knew how to handle a gun. I went hunting with my daddy when I was little, and knew how to carry a shotgun and what to do with it when I crawled over a fence and all that kind of stuff. You know, you never climb over a fence with a gun in your hand. You lay it down on the ground, get over the fence, and then pick your gun back up. But in the Army, you had to take that gun with you. Well, you took the fence with you, maybe, but you had to take that gun with you in your hand. You didn't lay it down. That's the same as committing suicide. This is the Spears boys here lined up. On the left is Cliff, who's the foreman of the machine shop. And the next one to him is Willie, my brother who was in the war in Europe, and my daddy with his apron on. And by the way, I have that apron out there in my collection of things in the shop that I found years later in a cupboard where his clothes were kept in the machine shop at Psycho down on West Broad Street.
Who's that guy with the hat tossed on his head there on the right hand side?
On the end, that's me. That's James Spears. I was redheaded then, and I was probably past 20 before I realized my name was not red. I thought that's the only name I had. But anyway, my daddy and I worked in the shop where my brother was the foreman. And later on, in another building, we got in trouble because my daddy and I were working under him as a supervisor, and we got accused of playing bad politics. And the Army came in there, Major Casey came and got me and said, "We're going to have to move you out of here because according to the rules, you can't work for your brother in civil service." Well, where are you going to move me? He said, "Well, you'll be out here in the same area, but the shop where you're going to be working is all air conditioned, and all thing you're going to be doing there is inspecting precision tools."
Was a little robin whose head was always bobbing, remarked as he gobbled up a worm, beating all his brothers and a half a dozen others, but goodness how they tickle when they squirm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Did you ever go a-fishing on a bright sunny day? See the little fishes in the brooks at play, with their hands in their pockets and their pockets in their pants. Did you ever see the fishes do the Yankee Doodle dance?
Kind of like Trey was that time.
Tony, your little old wife, she's just like that every time I see her. Everything around in the picture just fades off into, to space, and there she is right in the center of it. And I felt that way about my sister. and 2 wives, and little old Glenda. My goodness, ain't she something? What she does to tend to those kids, amazing. I like everybody. I like even people that ain't fit to like. There is an enduring tenderness in the love of a mother to a son that transcends all other affections of the heart. It is neither to be chilled by selfishness, nor daunted by danger, nor weakened by worthlessness, nor stifled by ingratitude. She will sacrifice every comfort to his convenience. She will surrender every pleasure to his enjoyment. She will glory in his fame and exalt in his prosperity. And if misfortune overtake him, misfortune should overtake him, he will be the dearer to her from misfortune. And if disgrace settle upon his name, She will still love and cherish him in spite of his disgrace. And if all the world beside cast him off, she will still love him, Mama.